Here on my USS Gearing on Islands of Ice in domination mode. The Gearing has 19,400 hit points. Main battery is 6 127 millimeters. Guns in 3 twin turrets, 2 forward and 1 aft, with a 2.7 second reload and a range of 13.3 kilometers. Has 2 5-tube torpedo launchers with a range of 13.2 kilometers with 71 knot speed, and each torpedo can do 17,900 damage and at the reload time of 115.6 seconds. The Gearing has a surface detectability range of 5.9 kilometers and a speed of 37.8 knots. Modules are Main Armaments Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Torpedo Tubes Mod 3, Propulsion Mod 1 and 2, and Concealment Mod 1. Consumables are Premium Damage Control and Premium Smoke and Defensive Fire. Also have an 18-point captain on this ship with skills are Basic Firing Training, Last Stand, Superintendent, Advanced Firing Training, Concealment Expert, and Torpedo Acceleration. The enemy team consists of a Midway, 2 Montanas, a Yamato, a Bismarck, a Des Moines, and a Buki, 2 Gearings, and a Shimakaze. My team has a Hakuryu, 2 Montanas, a Yamato, a Hindenburg, a Dmitry Donskoy, 2 Gearings, and a Shimakaze. And the only ship that I'm really worried about running into is the Des Moines. So here I am, getting ready to move into B-Cap and contest B-Cap. And at the beginning of this game, I decided that I was going to try to play a little bit of a different style, and I was going to use my smoke to support my teammates as opposed to using smoke to gun down enemies. I just want to see how that works out and see how effective it can be. As we can see, our carrier spotted the Shimakaze. I fired late at it, and I got myself detected. But I'm over here maneuvering a little bit. Hopefully nobody's going to take no snapshots at me. And carrier's doing a good job of keeping the Shima spotted. I'm not firing because I kind of want to drop detection right now. And look at that. Looks like both Yamatos fired at me. I mean, both Montanas fired at me with auto shells that hit the water. And there goes Des Moines, the ship that I don't want to be in range of spotted. So here we go. I'm actually going to break detection and just get back to invisible. I launched my torpedoes at the Montana, but mostly I sent them down there because there's a good clump of ships that I noticed, and maybe I'll get lucky and hit one. So right now I'm just sitting in the cap, contesting it. I'm not detected. I'm not too worried about the planes because I'm running defensive fire. And obviously, and honestly, it's only the dive bombers I'm worried about. I can sit there and dodge the torpedo bombers all day long. So it looks like the Edinburgh popped its smoke. I don't really know. I don't think anything's in range of the Edinburgh. I think it just didn't feel good being spotted and probably was taking fire. So right now I'm kind of paying attention that I know that the 2 Montanas and the Yamato are sitting over there where that smoke is on the cross side of B. And I'm like, okay, there's a lot of firepower packed into one thing over there, and I'm dealing with these planes right now. Pop my defensive fire, but he's actually going after the battleship behind me. But as you can see, I shot down 3 of the planes that they went over, and with the Montanas AA and then the carrier vectored in as fighters, luckily he got 3 torpedoes off, but none of his planes are going to survive to get back to the ship. Anyway, that's the advantage of having defensive fire on a destroyer. I know some people don't like doing it. I've had a lot of success with this, so I'm going to keep doing it. And over the speed boost, which I found myself really not using a whole lot. So right now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use my smoke to the advantage of another player. And I see this Montana is kind of alone right here coming up. And I know that he's facing 3 battleships, and one of them being the Yamato, because the Yamato don't care about your armor. LOL, pen you all day. So right here I'm setting up to smoke him. But I'm not going to smoke him just across his bow. I'm actually going to give him the long, thin ribbon of smoke so he can move back and forth in it as he sees fit. And right here, I'm laying the smoke. I'm actually going to turn the port slightly to give him an angled smoke screen so he can keep his armor angled inside of it. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay out in front of the smoke. I'm not going to hide in the smoke like a lot of destroyers do, because he also needs spotting. And more importantly, I know there's a Shimakaze over there with those 2 Montanas and Yamato. I need to give him as much warning ahead of time if torps are coming in. So my primary job right now for him, what I'm trying to play this game, is spotting torps enough time for him to move, and also keeping as many of those targets spotted as possible. Because now he gets to shoot at these battleships over here. Or actually, I hope he's shooting at the Des Moines. without being harassed. He's in smoke. It's U.S. smoke. It's going to last a long time, and it's hopefully that he's going to make the most of it. So right here, because I know where the Des Moines is at, I'm not worried about stumbling across into him. If I stumble across in that Ibuki, that's on me because it's spotted. I can see exactly how far away it is from me, and I know what my detectability range is. And I'm honestly not worried about running into any of the destroyers because there's the Gearing. The Gearing is dipping behind the island out of his smoke. He probably saw all those torpedoes coming in, and he's already taking damage like me. And I know the Shimakaze kind of head out because it was being spotted also. So right now I'm going to use my torpedo systems. I'm actually eyeballing that lead Montana right now, and I'm just trying to make sure right now that he's kind of staying steady on the course he's going on. And I'm going to send one set at one battleship, the Montana. I'm going to send the second set at a different target. So I'm right now just making sure they're kind of sitting where they're at because the battleship's going to go bow in and move forward and move back a little bit. I'm kind of seeing if they're going to settle into a course right now. And I know the Yamato's asking for smoke. It's in the Edinburgh smoke, but the Edinburgh smoke's probably almost done. But my smoke is on. I still got another minute on cooldown for my smoke. And if you would have looked to his right side, he would have saw that long stream of smoke that the other Montana is actually moving into right now. I can't do much for the Yamato, but those two Montanas are going to take advantage of my smoke. So right here, I'm targeting this Montana, and now I'm looking at the Gearing. I'm like, should I open up on a Gearing? But my Gearing is way more healthy than him. Do I want to get my position away right now? No, I don't. My Gearing should easily handle the enemy Gearing. And right about now, the Gearing is going to go down, and I'm going to go ahead and send my torpedo systems onto the lead Montana. And also I'm going to target the trailing Montana because he seems to be moving a lot slower, and we'll just see if I get any hits on either one of those ships. If I can force out damage control, that's going to help my team out a lot. Now I know my smoke ran out. This Montana is taking fire right now. These two torpedoes came in, but he had enough warnings to not stumble into them. And right now I'm already setting up. I'm going to smoke him one more time. And this time I'm making it obvious that I'm leaving a nice long stream of smoke. I should have been telling him in chat, but I wasn't. But he picked up on it the first time, and I'm pretty sure he's going to pick up on it the second time. You see secondaries coming in. I got a torpedo hit. I'm not sure which ship it was. Probably the lead Montana's. That's the set I launched first. And I'm coming right next to him, risking myself getting hit by secondaries. And also I popped my defensive fire because there's planes coming over top. He's completely in the smoke now. He's on fire, yes, but now he knows that he can put it out. As soon as all the secondaries stop coming in. And right about here, I should have seen this coming. But I know those Montanas like hell no, this Gearing, and pow. Look at that. AP. People don't like say, don't shoot AP at a destroyer. Yeah, right. You shoot enough AP at a destroyer, it's going to do a lot of damage. That was my fault. Misplay. I shouldn't have gave up my sight so much. But I'm trying to get back around here and try to support my ships. Now, what I didn't see was the Gearing came all the way back around to the cap. He launched all 10 of his torps. And yes, my Montana's going to take a hit. I don't know if he notices or not yet, but he's in a position. What's he going to do? He's going to rush out. Back up. He's pretty much stuck right now. So what is a misplay for me to not be over there? I don't know. If I'd have been out there, I would have been in the secondary range of the Yamato and the Montana. I'd be dead right now. So hopefully my Montana can get to a point where he doesn't take all the torpedoes. Like he only took 2. The other Montana's bow in on the torpedoes, and they have a huge advantage over the enemy Montana coming into him. He should die soon. And now I know the next thing they deal with is this Yamato. So I'm going to get both sets of torpedoes on the Yamato. You see I led him a little ahead of the indicator because he's coming out of a turn and he's going to be accelerating out of that turn. And I want to send the torpedoes where he's going to be, and right there the indicator is going to lie to you. But he takes a big hit, and right here I'm thinking, oh, I got this Montana. He's gone. He's easily going to be out of there. And then right here you see a salvo come in. Boom. 2 Montanas point blank range. Boom. Yamato out of there. So right here, my next target is on my torpedo system are a minute 20 cooldown. But right now, I know that this Montana is in a gun duel with that Donskoy in front of him. So I'm going to open up on the side here, start putting rounds into him. But here we go again. Boom. Montana out of there. Now, you know, and here I fought my defensive fire. I saw the planes coming in again. Once again, look, the torpedoes, easy to dodge. Even in a Gearing, you can dodge torpedoes if you're looking for it. I was actually paying attention to it. But I was going to say about that second Montana died by himself. the two Montanas and the Yamato were together, and that would have been a formidable team staying together. And they split up. As soon as they split up, divided their firepower, you know, that's when they started getting picked off. And right now I'm telling the enemy CV, I wonder if he figured out that I'm running defensive fire. That's the second time that he sent planes over me and then at me, and both times I came away with plane kills and scattered drops. So here I got my AA. I left it on because at this point there's one battleship, and then there's the Midway that's left, and we're just gonna go hunt down this Midway because we know it's up north by ACAP. I selected these dive bombers, but anyway, this is a way that you can use your smoke as a destroyer to support your battleships and your cruisers. Now you'll see they only got 21,000 damage. It's a super low damage game for a Gearing. Only got one torpedo hit, caused one flood. Only got 18 main battery hits right now, 4 planes shot down. But the thing is, I kept the Montana alive for a long time. Actually, both of them got alive once the second one moved into my smoke, and they stayed alive for a long time versus 3 battleships. Now everybody says, you know, the Yamato is superior to a Montana, but the Montana has a rate of fire advantage, and then there was 2 Montanas together in smoke being concealed. Everybody couldn't shoot at them. 2 versus 1, they were gonna win. And right here I'm just looking at team lineup to see what's going on. The enemy team right now, one of the players is telling that his Midway is, his game was not very good or whatnot, and I really don't know. All I know is that he was trying to come after me like, you know, a carrier should, but he didn't realize running defensive fire. And you see I have 1 defensive fire charge left, and this Midway is going to get off another strike at this Montana. He's trying to do all he can do. He's actually going down fighting. He's not just giving up, letting himself be killed for no reason, and he's actually fighting it to the end. And here comes the bombers coming in, and I don't see the torpedo bombers, so I selected dive bombers because I know they can start a fire in Montana, but he's so healthy that the Midway is not going to kill him. Not with me here. And right about now, we see the torpedo bombers where they at. My defensive fire is up. The Montana's AA is going. We shoot down planes. We drop bombs that didn't hit, and we're both turning into the torpedo bombers. I selected. My defensive fire is still up. His AA is still going, and they're just melting. Boom, there goes 2, there goes 3, there goes 4. 1 torpedo makes it in the water, and the plane doesn't, gone. There he goes. So 1 torpedo in the water, easy to damage, and that was 7 planes shot down for me supporting those battleships. Here we go. I'm going to get some TP shots in on the Midway, but the whole point of it was I just wanted to see how I could really support my team with just using smoke and being the eyes and ears of my team, and it worked out pretty good for the team, although my personal stats really don't show it. And we did lose a lot of ships, but most of them got lost in that big brawl that decided the game. Anyway, game over right there. And you'll see coming up that, you know, on the final screen, it really shows, you know, 260,000 credits, 6,500 experience, only 21,000 damage with 22 main battery hits and 1 torpedo hit, and caused 1 flood. It shot down 7 planes. And you'll see there I am, base experience 1441, second from the bottom. Really not a good showing for a destroyer. And here again, 1 torpedo hit, 21,000 damage caused. Really nothing spectacular. You know, really not a whole lot going on there. And I made 125,000 after, you know, all the costs of pulling the ship. And that's how you support your team in a destroyer, with your smoke and using your eyes for spotting and not hiding in the smoke after you pop your smoke.